Welcome back to the Arise interview, where we speak to the newsmakers as well as ordinary people doing extraordinary things around the world and featuring the voices at the heart of the stories. I'm Charles Anyegolu. Now, my favorite part of the show. His name is King Faj, but those who've watched his electrifying performances call him the amazing Nigerian Jimi Hendrix, or in some cases Carlos Santana, the legendary Mexican-American guitarist who pioneered a fusion of Latin and American rock jazz. You may, of course, be used to hearing about Nigerian Afro beats and maybe jazz and rap and all that sort of thing, but King Faj represents that rare, almost non-existent species in Nigeria here, a rock musician. And he's absolutely brilliant at it. Everyone who's seen him marvels at his ability to replicate almost perfectly Jimi Hendrix and Carlos Santana guitar playing styles, and he certainly deserves to be well known. Sadly, a rock audience simply doesn't exist in Nigeria yet, although it's growing. So how is he managing to get his music out there? Well, before we have a chat with this extraordinary Nigerian rock guitarist, let's see a bit of King Faj in action. Well, that's just a little bit. You should actually just see him on the guitar rather than doing the guitar and the vocals, but absolutely superb. You've seen him on video, now here he is in the flesh. King Faj with me in the studio. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, he's got his guitar with him, hasn't he?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
The last time I saw you in performance was some 2 weeks ago.
Yes, honestly.
In Abuja here.
Exactly.
And it looked like the entire expatriate community in Abuja was there to watch you perform.
Yeah.
And they absolutely loved it, didn't they?
Exactly. They love it so much, man.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we want to obviously listen to you playing the guitar,
okay.
But how did you get to become a rock musician? That's a fairly rare thing. I mean, you could have become a high life musician, Afro beats, jazz, rap, whatever, but you chose rock.
Yes, actually, when I was growing up, I had a lot of stories about musicians in Africa, in Nigeria, they're playing the same kind of music. As Africans, there's what they call voodoo, juju also. And so if the competition is high and you are many, you don't get yourself in trouble. And so I said, what should I do now? If I play reggae, or what, salsa, merengue. So I was thinking then, I said, okay, rock music, we'll have a few people there. And so I stand alone. And since then, it has been working out for me.
But of course, the point is that, and I think that's the point of what you're saying, is that you've mastered this instrument so well that you could have played any of those. Yes. I mean, you can play merengue, because I've watched your shows. I mean, in addition to playing rock, you would, for the audience, you'd go into, Fela Kuti and all the other things, high life and so on and so forth, disco.
In Nigeria, for you to survive as a performing to musicians, you have to play all kind of music. You have to have a basic knowledge of all kind of music. I play high life, I play hip hop, reggae, jazz, Latino music, samba, any kind of music, juju music, even Fuji. We infuse everything to make sure we get our
your bread and butter.
Exactly, you got it right, man.
So how did you become so proficient at the guitar? I mean, were you playing as a child?
No, my father was a musician. He had a band, and to be honest with you, I was actually trained by foreigners from the Cameroon, the Ghana, Burkina Faso, and so these guys said before they leave their country, they make sure they understand what they are going out to do. And so in the past years, to most of the band like Kesonia, Obe, Okoso, Oliver, all of them have foreign guitarists and bassists, because these guys were hard-working people. And so the culture of hard work gets into me. And when I started working my professional to a musician at Hilton, I started at 93 then, the expatriates running Hilton there to Nikon, they said, you, the small boy, you are so good. And so the discipline was there. They were giving me materials. No GSM then, no to most of it. So they were giving me materials. I've been playing Hotel California. They're playing all the songs. Eagles, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, also.
Well, why don't you play something for us that we can see you actually doing? I mean, we were seeing your video there, but play something, twang something, because I mean, one of my favorites that you play is, of course, Santana stuff. But you don't have to play that. Play whatever comes to you. But let's see how you do it.
Isabella, girl, I'm holding you in my dreams every night. Well,
That's what, when I talk about King Faj, that's what I mean. and you're performing this weekend in Abuja. Where can people see you if they want to see you?
Yeah, actually, we are performing at Jake's Club. I dropped atop of the Silver Bed at the Galleria. Jake's, it's a base for expatriate and international community, because they are the one most who understand this kind of music, actually. So.
But you're gaining a Nigerian audience there, because I mean the last time I saw you, which was 2 weeks ago at that Jake's place, I mean it was almost equally balanced. Although let's say it was 2/3 expatriates,
yes,
and 1/3 Nigerian. So that suggests that your Nigerian audience is growing.
Yes, actually, and by tomorrow we will have more to Nigerians and Africans more.
But that's why you add sort of the other musics, not just rock.
Exactly. And we are trying to rebuild the rock family.
But why do you think Nigerians aren't that into rock music? I mean, they're into virtually every kind of music, and obviously there are Nigerians who like rock. But is it? I mean, why do you think that they're not that many?
The rock music have a bad name right from a time in Africa or in Nigeria. They tell you it's evil music because of the way the rock artists they paint themselves and they get rid. They say if you're playing rock, you must be on drugs. It's
when you look at people like Kiss, or like with all the paintings and that sort of thing.
And they said rock music is evil music. But I tell them I play rock because of what? Because of the Rock of Ages.
Yes.
I said, who is Rock of Ages? And
actually, the interesting thing is that most people forget that rock music is actually black music.
Yes.
Because it came from rock and roll.
Yes.
All the people like Little Richard and and all the rest of them, who were the people who pioneered, and from blues who pioneered rock.
The white folks were trying to say, how can these black guys come and dominate the music scene? Let's see what we can get out of it. And now they started the same progression with the blues.
Absolutely. I mean, the Rolling Stones, I mean, a lot of what they played was actually blues.
Yes.
I mean, and people like Eric Clapton and so on.
Jimmy is black, so...
Yeah, I suppose
recently I met somebody who said Jimi Hendrix is from Edo State, and so I was like, oh, okay, that's good. He's my cousin.
That's your state.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, play something else for us, if you don't mind. And yeah, now that's what I was waiting for. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but people can see you at Jake's tomorrow, I think from 7 p.m.
Exactly.
Thank you very much indeed for coming in. And that's an electrified version of Guitar Boy that you were playing there by Victor Wifo, who has sat in the same seat that you were sitting in the studio. Thank you very much indeed.